Okay, so today we are going to cover three important career streams. Okay, first is derivatives. Now, when I say derivatives, it spawns many career options. There is sales in derivatives. There is dealing room function. There is trading. There is risk management. There is settlement. Okay, so derivatives itself is a very wide area. Then the second area that we will go through is investment banking. And the third area is equity research. Okay, because I see a lot of students have questions and queries in this area. Okay, and I have about 25 years of experience in all this domain. Derivatives, especially because when Indian market started trading in derivatives and derivatives started as a instrument, I played a very important role in setting up the financial market infrastructure in the country. So I worked very closely with brokerages, exchanges, etc. So I understand financial derivatives, at least the listed space inside out. Okay, it's no longer a topic or a subject. It's a career by itself. And why this area is important? Because I have seen that the market out there has become very, very sophisticated. It's not how it used to be, before 2015. Now, with the advent of lot of automation, algo trading, okay, so much of retail participation, the whole world of derivatives has actually opened a Pandora's box. So, if you do not understand derivatives very well, then there is a problem. Okay, derivatives is also an essential skill. So derivatives is very much a part of capital market, and as like I told you, that capital market program is very important. Similarly, derivatives program is also very important. But wherever you take a program from, it has to be a very holistic program. Okay, and I will show you why, etc. So why is it so important these days? Because the sophisticatedness of hedge funds, asset management companies, etc., have gone up dramatically. Okay, we have seen a video and we have discussed things like structured products that makes the whole business of derivatives very, very complicated. Okay, all the top brokerage houses and investment banks are already in India now. So, institutions like Goldman Sachs, CLSA. CLSA is a very big participant in India. It accounts for a lot of foreign institutional investing and trading in India. Okay, so all of these Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, etc. Not only do they trade in India, but India is their back office and risk management center for derivative trading across the world that they do. Okay, and hence it is very important. A lot of quant trading has come in the last 5 odd years. Okay, algo and HFT, although it's not new, algos and HFT have been around since last 15 years. In the year 2005, I used to head algo trading business for a Fortune 500 algo trading firm. Okay, so it's not new, is my contention. The only thing is algos also keep on changing every time or in different market conditions. Okay, a lot of volatility is there. I don't know whether you saw the expiry of this Thursday. I mean, it was insane. It took away stop losses. First, it took away stop losses of anybody who sold calls. So people kept on, taking losses and selling calls of higher strikes. And to recover some money, they also started selling puts. And then the market started moving the opposite. And it again took away stop losses of all puts. Okay, so traders who had a sell position in options, their stop loss hit both sides and they got losses from both sides. I mean, they were whacked like anything. Okay, so a lot of volatility is there. And that is why understanding derivatives in detail is very, very important. I will also share a SEBI report, which is an eye opener, okay, for anybody who wants to make a career in derivatives. So this is the arsenal that market demands, a heavy tank. And what we carry is a very small sniper rifle, okay, in terms of skill set. So how to make a career in derivatives is the topic that we discuss. Let's deep dive into it. Okay, so there are few subdomains in derivatives. For example, equity derivatives. Now, I hope all of you know that there are two kinds of derivatives: listed derivatives and over-the-counter derivatives. Guys, over-the-counter derivatives is at least the proportion is 20 is to 80, perhaps even more lopsided, which means 90% of the transactions in the derivatives world happens in the OTC space. Okay, and only 10% or less than 10% happens in the listed derivative space. But in India, actually, listed derivatives market is huge. So if you want to make a global career, my tip is also focus on OTC derivatives. Okay. In OTC derivatives, nobody is going to come to recruit you or ask questions because uh, there is very less OTC market in India, and all the OTC people will not come to campus for recruitment. Okay, only listed derivative space people will come for campus placement. So these are the areas that you need to be appraised in. Okay, we will cover in this in detail. Now, the mismatch is that students see derivatives in a certain way, whereas market actually sees derivatives in a very different way. And just let's come to this. So let's see from an employer's perspective what they want. Okay, so who typically employs a student or a participant in financial market? Who employs in derivatives? So there are prop trading firms, a lot of them actually, who employ these days in derivatives. You can also start your own prop trading business and prop trading firm. Although caveats we have discussed last time, that it requires a lot of capital and it also requires a lot of skill. Okay. The second is high frequency traders. Prop firms also, some of them also engage in HFT, high frequency trading. Brokerages is one of the biggest areas these days for recruitment in derivatives. So you must focus on sell side brokerages. And for that, actually, our capital market program is the best. And once you do the capital market program, then you must also do the derivatives program. Because to get into brokerage firms and commodity firms, etc., these are the two best programs. Okay, then there are banks, bank treasury, knowledge firms, for example, BPO, KPO, tech firms, and then of course there are exchanges, clearing firms, custodians, etc. Custodians these days are also large employers. Okay, tech firms are very big employers. So financial market infrastructure we had seen that day. It comprises of order management, okay, trading and risk management, and then post trade clearing and settlement. Okay, with exchanges and at the center, we had decided to move ahead. Okay, so what are the precise skills in derivatives that you need to develop? So first is if you're looking about if you want trading, then psychology, mindset. You should be clear with biases. Okay, structure of contracts, how contracts are. Only today, NSE has changed the lot size of about 54 underlying securities on which derivatives are traded. So you need to understand the contract definition very, very clearly, because if you are asked to trade or hedge, then you need to find appropriate contracts. Okay, deal structuring and analysis, especially if you are in structured products, or if you are in deal structuring is more from an investment banking perspective. Okay, trading and Greeks, algos and HFT, hedging. Now, the most important part is positioning, margining, and clearing. Okay, and students are not aware that these skills are needed, whereas market actually demands these skills, which is positioning, margining, and clearing. You cannot step into the market without understanding how derivatives positions are calculated, how they are margined, how they are cleared, how essentially the entire risk management is done, etc. Okay. Then if you participate in back office, then you also need to understand settlement and accounting. Accounting standards in derivatives is fairly complicated, and technology and compliance. Okay. So these are the main skill in derivatives. Now, if you are looking at only trading, so if you want to join a prop trading company or algo and HFT firms, there are only about 10% of the derivative jobs in these firms. They pay very well, but you don't need to understand the whole gamut. Okay, so only these skills are needed. Similarly, brokerages employ about 60% roughly of the people, and these are the skills that are needed. So you need not be a champ in trading, because anyways, it is other trades that you are executing. Remember, in the last class we discussed, but uh, you need to have a wholesome knowledge about the whole trading value chain if you have to work in a brokerage firm. Okay. Then if you are in commodities and corporates, then commodities and corporates don't come to brokerage market for trading and for speculation. They only come for hedging. So you need to understand contract definition, how to trade, okay, hedging and settlement and accounting, and also the international accounting standards you need to understand. Okay. If you're looking at banks, then banks are also not allowed to trade speculatively in derivatives. So typically, bank plays two roles. One is their dealing desk does a lot of OTC derivatives, and then they also participate as clearing and settlement agents. So some banks are also custodians. So you need to again understand positioning, margining, clearing, and settlement and accounting. So if you see this positioning, positions, margining, and clearing, uh, and settlement, it comes as a recurring theme everywhere. Okay. Uh, if you're looking at bank treasury, then of course you need to understand the whole gamut and also the OTC bit. Okay, if you are looking at hedge funds, then again, hedge funds are only responsible for trading. I mean, they do only trading, not their settlement piece is always taken care of by custodian. So you need not understand. But problem is, how do students see derivatives? They see derivatives as some bit of contract definition and trading and Greeks. So a lot of students I see fully immersed in trading, and some of them also get into Greeks, but that is not the skill set that the market is looking for. Okay, we will see what kind of skills are needed. So derivatives trading is a tough area. Okay, it's a risky career, and only if you are very good can you succeed in derivatives. Now we will also see the SEBI report. SEBI report says, which was published last year, it says that 90% of the traders who traded in derivatives lost money. So we will explore this in bit more detail and the implications of being a trader in the derivative segment. Okay. Uh, Large capital is involved, very large capital is involved if you are required to trade in derivatives. And because it is highly leveraged, losses can completely throw you out of the market. Okay. I have seen with a lot of youngsters that first they start trading when they are very young, and then they make losses. Then they are completely thrown out of the market. Then they re-enter after 12 or 15 years of experience in financial markets. Then they are more stable. Okay, they think more clearly, and some of them also make profits. Okay, uh, the the problem in derivatives trading in India, SEBI constituted a study in 2023, and some very shocking results came out. Okay, what were these results? So, number of individual traders jumped about 5 times, okay, from 7.1 lakh to 45 lakhs. And if you see, this is the COVID period. So, what traders thought was they are not doing anything else, so let us start trading in derivatives. And we will see how problematic this was, okay. 88% of this 45 lakh traders were actually active traders. And what was the outcome? The outcome was that 89% of the individual traders, okay, which is 9 out of 10 individual traders, actually suffered losses. Imagine 89% of the people actually suffered losses. Okay, and we will see of those who made profit how much. So 1.1 lakh was the average loss during financial year 2022. Okay, whereas 90% of the active traders incurred average losses of 1.25 lakhs. So more than 1 lakh was the loss for everybody. And loss, how many times was the loss as compared to profit? About 15 times. Okay, so people lost 15 times more money than the average profit. Now, only 11% of the traders made profit. Okay. Average profit of the traders was 1.5 lakhs. But there is a caveat here. Okay. The caveat is that if you exclude very good traders, okay, so in derivative segment, there are some very good traders. So if you just exclude the outliers, only 6% of the traders actually made an average profit of more than 3,400. Now imagine हम इतना सीखते हैं, we go through so many trading programs, we devote 1 or 2 years in understanding derivatives, and then the outcome is you have not made more than 3,400 rupees in the entire year. Okay, so this is the caveat of trading in derivatives. Okay, so if you are not in the top 10%, basically the verdict is if you're not in the top 10%, then it is actually useless. So, I mean, people who are in the top 10%, this guy is PR Sundar. He put up a tweet recently where he has gone to buy Rolls Royce. So he is one of the topmost. And top 6% have actually taken everyone's profit in the derivative segment. It's a coincidence that he also endorses me and my platform, Tax Buddy. He was responsible for getting a lot of futures and options traders, routing them to our business. Okay. So what is the real problem here? Real problem is that NSE also plans to increase the F&O trading hours. I mean, it wants to increase the F&O trading hours from 3:30 p.m. when market closes right now, and it wants to take it to 11:30. And so I see that people's losses will also go up proportionately. Okay, and their quality of life will go down dramatically because everybody who trades in derivatives has to be very clued on to the market. They continuously keep their market watch open, and they whatever they are doing, they cannot take away their eyes from derivatives positions. Okay, and how the market is changing. So I think it's a wrong move from NSE, and they should not allow individuals to trade beyond 3:30 because in any case, so many derivative traders are making losses. Okay, continuous losses in derivatives can drive you out of the market completely. This we have already seen last time. The world of trading, there are three kinds of traders: proprietary traders, traders for clients, and structured product traders. So I will not, delve into that. The real problem that I see that you should be aware of and you should work towards is this. Okay, problems for students in derivatives. So I see that there is no focus on fundamentals in derivatives. Okay, so they are not able to calculate positions. They are not able to calculate initial margins. Okay, they don't understand the difference very well between call positions and put positions. Okay, even simple things like laddering, etc., they don't understand. But there is a lot of focus of students in trading and trading strategies, and the advanced students actually start focusing on Greeks, but that is not what is needed. Okay, and similarly there is no focus on clearing and settlement. Whereas if you see your employers, who are your employers? Mainly brokerage firms and commodity trading firms. And there, if you don't know the fundamentals and if you don't know clearing and settlement, then you cannot crack the interviews. Okay, and even if you crack the interviews, nobody will allow you to sit and trade because you won't be able to calculate your positions, you won't be able to reconcile your margins, you won't be able to draw up your cash flows because you don't understand clearing and settlement. So here, the same slide I have put in more detail. Although here there is no segregation between contract definition, clearing and settlement. But what I have seen is, uh, you know, this green zone is actually what students focus on. Okay, whereas those in red zones are more important. So you have to, you can just take a screenshot of this, or I will circulate the recording. You have to focus on what is there in the red box first. Okay, and then come to what is there in green. So the syllabus is the whole slide here and not the ones in green. I have seen students just they restrict themselves to the areas that they know or their teachers know, or they are communicated properly. Even we suffered this when we were in college. I mean, I had a teacher for derivatives, but real learning happened when I actually started building, technology and products for the derivative segment for NSE and BSE. That is when, the आपकी आंख तभी खुलती है actually, तभी समझ में आता है in detail. So it's not your problem basically, it's the system's problem that if you don't know, why you don't know. Okay. Most of the students I see is they pick up John Hull. आजकल तो खैर बहुत books आ गए, but this is the basics. Okay, and whatever is in green here is actually the employability zone. Okay, so we are focused on leadership, we are focused on employability. So this is the green zone that you must focus on. Okay, the box on the right is all exotic stuff in derivatives. Okay, specializing in Greeks, vol trading, back testing. So these are actually not needed. Okay, and I have seen that problem of students is they keep oscillating between the two. Okay, so either they are on very basic, for example, John Hull, or on very advanced like vol trading and specializing in Greeks. And nobody tells them that whatever is there in green is actually very important for them. Okay. So the key message is to cover whole financial markets value chain, including buy side and sell side. Only bits and pieces will not help you. Okay. What I have seen, I have put in the picture here with students that they try very exotic stunts. I am talking about derivatives. They try very exotic stunts, but they don't see the safety net. Okay, so first you got to build your safety net. First, you have to understand futures properly. Then you have to understand options properly. Then you must get onto option strategies. Then you must understand how to calculate the open positions, how open position changes. Okay, how to measure volumes. Then you must understand how to calculate the initial margins. Okay, I don't know. Do you know about span, guys? All of you, have you heard of something about span? Please say yes on chat or no. No. Okay. So SPAN is an algorithm. It stands for Standard Portfolio Analysis. It is given by Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And it's actually a fairly complicated but very interesting piece in derivatives that everybody should know and understand. But unfortunately, our teaching system is such that you don't understand. Okay. So SPAN is a piece that or a model that helps you calculate extreme losses in derivatives. Okay, so if you understand it, then you will be able to calculate your extreme losses, and on that basis, actually, your initial margin is calculated. And all the global exchanges in the world use span, so knowing there is no escape to knowing span. Only thing is perhaps you will come to know after 5 years. Okay. So the whole world of trading. So I had told one thing that I will tell you the syllabus. Whole world of trading actually is divided into world of exchanges, ECNs, dark pools, the whole world of institutional clients, okay, comprising of hedge funds, asset management companies, investment banks as traders, etc. Then brokerage and other sell side institutions that are managing orders on behalf of their clients, and the world of retail trading, which is very big in India. Okay, when I started off my career, that time one bank called Barings Bank had collapsed, and it it collapsed because one of its traders, Nick Leeson. Have you heard of the Barings Bank collapse, guys? Please say yes if you have understood, if you know about the case. So Nick Leeson actually took very huge positions in Japanese Nikkei. Okay, Akash, good. So Nick Leeson actually took very risky position on Nikkei, and then the Kobe earthquake happened, and because of that, Nikkei actually collapsed. And derivatives is a risky leverage-based instrument. So the Barings Bank, where he was employed, actually suffered. It became bankrupt. It suffered so much of losses. Then I went to Singapore. Okay, I met Nick Leeson. Nick Leeson was in jail that time. Okay, and I took this software and I brought it to India to customize it to sell to Indian brokerage houses. But what I realized was it was problematic because Singapore is just a small city. Okay, whereas India is such a wide market geographically. Okay, so trading, retail trading is very, very big in India. So the whole world of trading is actually very big. But what do you do as students? See here on right hand side, if you can see my arrow, you localize your own understanding to me and my trading. You think I have put some trades, I have executed some trades, so I know the market. But as a nahi hai, okay, you have to see the market from the others' perspectives also. Okay, so this is the whole breadth that you need. So you need to focus on the world of exchanges, ECN, dark pools, hedge funds, asset management companies, brokerages, and so on. to become really employable. Okay, and this is the depth that you need, which is across trading, risk management, clearing and settlement, etc. And I have also created a fourth dimension to it, adding instruments, which is equities, derivatives, fixed income, etc. So this is the whole thing that you need. Whereas your real problem that I see with lot of students is you only localize yourself to me and my trading, and that too in equities. Okay. So why this is important? This is important. This discussion is important because acquiring edge of the seat skill is important, but only after you have acquired the basic important skills that will ensure employment. So, पहला चीज है, you got to ensure your employment. The second thing is, you know, exotic things in your employment. So there is no point in pursuing derivative Greeks when derivative risk itself is unattended. If you don't understand derivatives risk, then understanding derivatives risk, derivative Greeks is not useful at all. You will barred from doing the first trade itself. Okay. Is this clear, all of you guys? Please say yes. Then we come on to investment banking. So basic thing is, you got to, in derivatives, syllabus is the main thing. Okay. Syllabus is the main thing. We have a very good program, perhaps best in the world for derivatives. I'm not here to market the program, but at least you can use the brochure to create a syllabus for yourself. Okay. Both for capital market program and the derivatives program. I can say with confidence, absolute certainty that these two programs are best in the world for capital markets. And, one of the things that FMLI we are targeting is leadership position in a very small period of time. Okay, because time is also very important. You hardly have one year of runway. So we think that how to make you more employable in 1 month's time, 2 months' time, 3 months' time. So I will also give you an order in which you need to develop these skills in the same lecture. Okay, I think that capital markets, trading and advanced capital markets program, if you do, then you increase your employability dramatically. If you top it up with certification in listed derivatives, then you make it more solid. Okay. Then you don't need a third program. But in case if you have time for third and fourth program, what should they be? Okay. Should you do a program in investment banking? For example, I don't think you should do a course in investment banking. And I will come to it on my logic and, reasons to support, etc. But first, let's first examine investment banking as a business. So what is investment banking? कोई बोलेगा what is investment banking? What do investment bankers do? If you want, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you. Okay, I will allow you to talk, or you can put on chat. What do investment bankers do? How many of you want to become investment bankers? Okay, fundraising. हाँ, फंड रेजिंग तो करते हैं, लेकिन उससे भी बड़ा ये है उनका रोल. They place securities basically. They place securities either as swaps, okay, swapping of securities, or yes, mergers and acquisition. Mergers and acquisition is a very big. No, IPO process, that is merchant banker, that is not investment banker. Okay. नहीं, we need consulting भी नहीं करते हैं वो. So let's see what do they do. Okay. So what is investment banking? So, stock exchange solves problem to a certain extent. Okay. When I say certain extent, what do I mean? So supposing, I own a company. Okay. I own a company and I want to do some fundraising, or if I want to sell my stake to someone. So I can come out with an IPO. Okay. But IPO also has its own limitations. Or I can come out with a, FPO. But again, FPO has its own limitations. What if I want to do it at a lesser cost? Okay, or I want to do it quietly. किसी के नजर में नहीं आना है मुझे. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? I will approach an investment banker and I will say कि boss, I run this tech platform. Okay, and I'm looking for an investor. So do you know people who are looking to invest in my kind of business? And the investment banker, because of his network, they would be interacting with a lot of other entrepreneurs, okay, or other business owners. तो वो क्या करते हैं, वो मैच मेकिंग करते हैं. ओके, सो व्हेन Jet Airways was looking out for a potential partner, it reached out to investment banks who matched them with Etihad. Okay, so if CA Tires today wants to have some investment or wants to place its shares with someone, then perhaps investment bank will match it with Michelin or some other tire giant. Okay, so strategic investment, fundraising, mergers and acquisitions, okay, stake sale, these are all the things that investment bankers do. So why these transactions cannot be pushed in the stock exchange? Because stock exchange has limitations in terms of the amount of trades, I mean the volumes of trades you can do. Typically investment banking deals are very, very large. Okay, so stock exchange can help you solve if you are wanting to trade 0.5% or 1%, but if you are wanting to trade 10% or 20%, then stock exchange is not the place. People will price run you, okay, or outbid you, or there will be huge impact costs. So you won't be able to, so it won't be an efficient solution. So I hope you understood what investment banking is. I think all of you already had an idea, but why stock exchange cannot be used as a solution? So in the stake sale continuum, stock market comes first, then investment banking. Investment banking is for large deals. Okay. Understand that large deals are only privately negotiated through investment bankers. Now, just to give you an idea of how investment banking works, so I had closely read the Jet Airways and Etihad deal. And so both sides do their due diligence and they do their valuation, etc. So I was reading that Jet Airways actually wanted to, wanted Etihad to give 1600 crores for the transaction, for the stake that Jet Airways was giving them. And Etihad came up with the number of 400 crores. Okay, imagine. Etihad wanted to give 400 crores, Jet Airways wanted 1600 crores. So 4 times का फर्क था between bid offer spread. So ये transaction वहां से शुरू होता है. Okay, and then of course, bid offer spread actually keeps narrowing down. Both the parties try to sell to each other to come to a common ground. Okay. So what are the steps in investment banking? First is deal solicitation. So knowing who wants to sell, who wants to buy, who is interested in investing, etc. Okay. Second is understanding latent liquidity. What does latent liquidity means? Latent liquidity means that a lot of people, business owners, entrepreneurs, they want to invest or they want to divest at the right price. So they are not actively looking out, but if presented with a very attractive deal, they may think. They may think of divesting or they may think of investing. Okay. So how to find this latent liquidity is the role of an investment banker. So how do they find? They are so well networked that they know who's looking out for whom. समझ रहे हो आप? जैसे मैरिज ब्रोकर्स होते हैं ना, ये पंडित जी और मैरिज ब्रोकर्स, उनको पता है कि कौन से फैमिली में एलिजिबल लड़का है और कौन से फैमिली में एलिजिबल लड़की है. तो वो इसलिए वो डील मैचिंग करते हैं और डील मेकिंग करते हैं. सो सिमिलरली इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक्स, by playing golf with very senior people in the industry or interacting with them in various clubs, etc., or forums, they know who are the right guys for a transaction. Okay. Then once you have the buyer and the seller somewhat talking, then term sheets are signed. Term sheets are very, very high level, terms and conditions to the deal. And then both parties get into due diligence. Due diligence मतलब पहले हम आपको अच्छे तरह से समझेंगे to understand whether what you are talking about is right or wrong. Okay, I will go through your numbers. Then the counterparty will also go through my numbers, etc., to see that we are talking the truth. Okay, and we are not trying to mislead each other. Then there is a phase of business valuation. ओके एंड आफ्टर बिजनेस, सो बिजनेस वैल्यूएशन में यही होता है कि एक साइड 400 करोड़ का लेके आता है वैल्यूएशन, दूसरा साइड 1600 करोड़ का लेके आता है, एंड देन दे ट्राई टू ब्रिज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बिड एंड आस्क. ओके, देन एट द एंड देयर इज लीगल. So all the terms and conditions of the term sheet, when they are finalized, then a legal agreement is drafted, and accordingly then shares change hands and money changes hands. changes hand for transaction to settle. Okay, so this is how mergers and acquisition will happen. This is how a typical investment banking deal happens. So there are two kinds of opportunities for students like you guys. Okay, so first is in sales, which is deal solicitation. The second is in business valuation. Okay, so if you are an analyst or an equity research, or if you are an expert in business valuation, you can get into investment banking using these two routes. Okay, legal you cannot get in because lawyers are needed. और इसके अलावा कोई actually मुझे नहीं लगता कि third और fourth कोई तरीका है to get into investment banking. Okay. Uh, why is investment banking job typically tough to get? Because A, there are very less number of investment banks. बहुत कम है. Investment banking business is very competitive. Okay, in India. कितना competitive है मैं आपको example बताता हूँ कि जब कोल इंडिया अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट खोज रहा था तो you know how much fees investment bankers had quoted? कितना कोट किया होगा in terms of percentage? आप लिखो या in terms of amount. Put on chat if you know or if you can guess. So Coal India was trying to raise 1.5% of transaction size, 50%. Nahi, Akash. You know how much investment banks quoted? 1 rupee. 1 rupee for the transaction. Imagine करो कोल इंडिया का मेरे ख्याल से tens of thousands of crores का divestment, इतना बड़ा deal, इतना legal work, 1 rupee was the fees quoted. Why 1 rupee was quoted? Because everybody wanted that business. So everybody quoted 1 rupee. Okay, इतना competitive marketplace है ये investment banking का. Okay, so very sharp people are needed and not many people are needed. So if you see a typical investment bank operating in India, perhaps they will have 40-50 very good guys. Okay, top end guys who will be very top on their transaction. But वो बहुत कम लोग होते हैं. Okay, earlier all the jobs used to go to South Bombay students studying anywhere in IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Calcutta, etc. Because typically all the company owners they lived in South Bombay, South Delhi, etc. So उनको पहले से मालूम रहता था कि किसके फैमिली के बच्चों को उठाना है क्योंकि वहीं से डील्स आते थे. Okay, so it's typically a very high paying job with very big bonus, very large transaction level payouts. Okay, so large transaction level payouts that I have seen people retire after a couple of transactions. Okay, investment banking jobs can also come masqueraded as something else. For example, equity sales. So it may come as equity sales job. आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि ये investment banking है. आप अगर ले लोगे तो धीरे धीरे you can get on to investment banking. But there are these days more opportunities because a lot of boutique investment banks have come up. Okay, what are the skills that are needed? Most important skill that is needed is communication, understanding, very sharp understanding of capital markets, and also understanding of securities law. So if you understand capital markets very well, and if you spend some time in securities law, assuming that you also have a very good personality, then you can pitch yourself for investment banking roles. Okay, you can get in through valuation route or equity research route as well, but those job opportunities are very less. Okay, now we come to equity research. Importance of equity research. I think it's a far more important skill than investment banking, but remuneration wise it is not very high. Okay, nowhere near to investment banks. Another problem that I see with equity research, despite the fact that there are very less opportunities, is that they are the first people to lose their jobs if the market declines. So last 3 years the market has been very big. There are phases when 5 years the market just continuously goes down, and in such a case, actually, equity research people are the first people to lose their jobs because they are seen as cost centers and not profit centers. But having said that, it's a very important skill to pick up because as financial market leaders, we need to have the ability to differentiate between good investment and bad investment in financial markets. Okay. And regardless, this skill you need regardless of whether you become an analyst or not. I mean, this is something that everybody in financial market should know. uh, Assuming a good job, one has to eventually manage and invest his own money also. For example, today I have a very big portfolio. Now, if I don't understand equities, if I don't understand stocks, I will lose money on my portfolio. So the orientation has to be absolutely accurate. And from being from MBA in finance or financial markets, you don't have an excuse. You got to know this inside out. Okay, should you take a course on it? I am divided. I think you should not take a course on equity research also. But if you have time and if you are inclined, then this is the third most important area where you can take a course. तो मैं जब उस पे आता हूँ तब आपको बताता हूँ. Okay. How you can pick up equity research skills? You got to become a disciple of the following. Okay, so mandatory hai understanding Warren Buffett philosophy, Peter Lynch, Charlie Munger, Benjamin Graham, and few other value investors. I will circulate a list. Okay, and optional is to follow people like Ray Dalio, Bill Ackman. There are some Indian investors as well. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was one of them. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. Okay. Brigank is asking how much difference can it be in the pay of investment banker and equity research analyst. So starting salaries can be twice in investment banking, and over a period of time it can go up 10 times, 20 times, because there is no cap on investment banking salaries. It can really be very good, and bonuses are very high. Okay, bonuses are very high in two areas: prop trading and investment banking. If you are a good performer, then you can get any अनाप शनाप आपको bonus मिलेगा उसमें. Okay, the others are just mundane jobs. So what are the skills that are needed in equity research? Most important is economics, business fundamentals, and valuation. So valuation से ही equity analysis आता है. And this skill actually everybody has to pick up. There is no exception. और धीरे धीरे करके लोग pick up कर ही लेते हैं. Okay, how to become one? How to become one instantly? How to become one instantly without doing a course? Okay, first thing that you have to do is go to Berkshire Hathaway website and read the letters that Warren Buffett has written to his shareholders. Now, this letter is also of comprises of two parts. Okay, first is the actual letter, and second is discussion on the financials. So maybe you can skip the discussion on financials, but letters you have to read. Okay, I will show you where and how to get these letters. Then books, of course, you must read as much as you can. And on Twitter, you can follow a number of value investors. Okay, YouTube is a very good content repository, but I must warn you that you must only watch old videos, not new ones. ये new age influencers को हवा भी नहीं है कि markets कैसे operate होता है and how to invest. And in a bid to simplify things, they actually oversimplify. Okay, और वो इतना oversimplify कर देते हैं कि वो आपके लिए अच्छा नहीं रहता वो. For example, I was looking at one of the reels where somebody was trying to explain somebody how to become a pilot, और उसमें बोल रहा था कि वो प्लेन का दरवाजा ठीक से बंद करें because pressurization is very important. Now this is something that you teach to cabin crew. You don't teach to pilots. So same kind of feeling I have for financial markets. So watch old videos. Okay, you can watch Warren Buffett, you can watch Charlie Munger. Okay, so थोड़ा old school of thought अगर आप equity research में रखोगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. And everything, जैसे मैंने बोला कि capital markets is the fountainhead. So capital market is one side which is transactional, job oriented. Second side is knowledge of equities. Okay, and equity research. तो थोड़ा सा equity research में ना old school होना अच्छा होता है. Okay, courses. We again provide a course in equity research, but we don't, claim to be the best in equity research. We are the best in capital markets. We are the best in derivatives. Equity research, I'm trying to be the best, but not yet there. Okay, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि equity research का course आपको you should take it third in the line. Okay, मैं भी आता हूँ उस पे. So read classical literature. This is the Warren Buffett website. और यहाँ पर you can get ये जो red में आप देख रहे हो link. This is the link everybody should read. You must start your journey from there, okay? Especially if you are in first year. Then there are two books. Okay, Benjamin Graham is actually guru of Warren Buffett. So these two books you cannot skip reading. तो इंटेलिजेंट इन्वेस्टर और सिक्योरिटीज एनालिसिस आपको पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. बाय इटसेल्फ दिस इज अ कोर्स. एक इंटेलिजेंट इन्वेस्टर आप पढ़ लोगे ना तो दिस इज अ कोर्स इन इक्विटी मार्केट बाय इटसेल्फ. ओके, हम भी जो कोर्स हमने भी बनाया है दैट इज अडेप्टेशन ऑफ बेंजामिन ग्राहम एंड देन वॉरेन बफेट एंड फ्यू अदर्स. ओके, हम उसको डिस्टिल करके थोड़ा सा इजी बना देते हैं आपके लिए. बट you can just go through YouTube as far as securities analysis is concerned. YouTube capital market के लिए सही नहीं है, YouTube derivatives के लिए सही नहीं है. Okay, but equity research के लिए बहुत अच्छा है YouTube. Then if you have more time, you can read Peter Lynch, okay, and few others. Your two true friends should be Economic Times and Business Standard. Okay, कितने लोग नहीं पढ़ते हो डेली? I will give you a very strong reason why social media is not good for you in terms of consuming literature. Okay, social media is not good for you for consumption of financial news because it understands your preferences. Okay, and then it keeps you in a bubble. So अगर आपको एल्गो ट्रेडिंग अच्छा लगता है ना तो वो खाली आपको एल्गो ट्रेडिंग के बारे में बताएगा. अगर आपको मोदी जी अच्छे लगते हैं ना तो वो खाली प्रो मोदी दिखाएगा आपको. अगर आप एंटी मोदी हो तो आपको सिर्फ एंटी मोदी न्यूज दिखाएगा. सो यू डोंट गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड all the views, perspectives, happenings, etc. They keep you in a bubble. Okay, whereas newspapers actually do not know what you understand. Siva, Mint is very good. Okay, Mint is very good. So even I read Mint. So इसमें भी एक order है. Okay, if you already understand financial markets, then Economic Times is enough. Okay, if you are a learner, then Business Standard, you must start with Business Standard क्योंकि Business Standard में बहुत explain कर करके बताता है. So your order should be Business Standard, Mint, and then Economic Times. Okay, but at least two newspapers you must read every day. Please do not rely on social media or Twitter to give you news. I mean, YouTube के तो recommendations इतने strong होते हैं कि आपको अगर algo trading अच्छा लगता है तो सिर्फ algo trading ही दिखाएगा. आपको mergers and acquisition नहीं दिखाएगा, banking नहीं दिखाएगा. तो इट कीप्स यू इन अ बबल. इसलिए न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. ठीक है. Students preparations, okay, you are expected to hit the ground running, and financial market is mission critical, and make sure that you hit the ground running. Specialization is very important, but my message to you is after your foundation is made rock solid. So we did a very deep introspection on why we call ourselves a leadership institute. Okay, and I hope all of you have attended my value of leadership session, which is the first session where I differentiated between what leaders are and what followers are. Okay, so isme na there is a concept which is called as first principle. I don't know whether you know about this concept of first principle. हमने बहुत analyze किया कि what is it that we stand for and how is it that we talk about leadership so much and we understand. So first principle का meaning क्या है? उसमें जब हम डिटेल में जाते हैं ना तब समझ में आता है कि जैसे ये तीन इनोवेटर्स हैं. ओके, बिल गेट्स, स्टीव जॉब्स, ओके, इलॉन मस्क. ये क्या करते हैं? दे आर ऑल बिलीवर्स ऑफ फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल. ओके, सो व्हाट डज फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल मीन? फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल इज समथिंग लाइक दिस. इट गोज समथिंग लाइक दिस कि जैसे अगर आप अपना बेकरी बना रहे हो. ओके, सो बेकरी बनाने में क्या लगता है? सो यू नीड व्हीट, you need cheese, you need butter, okay, and you need a few other ingredients. वो ingredients से आप रेसिपी सीख सकते हो और वो रेसिपी से आप आराम से अपना बेकरी रन कर सकते हो. लेकिन ना ये जो इनोवेटर्स हैं ये यही नहीं रुकते. ये क्या करते हैं? दे देन गेट इनटू द कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ व्हीट कि किस तरह के सॉइल में अच्छा बनता है, कितना रेनफॉल चाहिए. ओके, चीज किस तरह से बनता है, गोट के चीज और काउ चीज में, काउ के मिल्क से चीज बने में क्या फर्क है. So they go into the fundamental principles. Everything they open threadbare. Okay, and I have brought to you the example here of fundamental principles here, first principles. So if you see on the left, this is Tesla. Okay, Tesla is actually not one startup. It's not one company. It is about 19 startups rolled into one because they don't buy batteries from everywhere. So today, Tata Motors, they don't make their own battery. They buy batteries. Okay. They don't make their own chips. But Tesla makes their own battery. They make their own chip. They make their own hardware, software, and everything else. Because they believe that, if they have a fundamental understanding, then they can go very long. Okay. And they can apply the same principles everywhere. Okay. And guys, this is what I believe in financial markets also. So if you want to become a pilot, for example, you can sit in the simulator and train yourself. Okay, that is how most institutes will train you. But this is what we do. Okay, at FMLI, if you want to become a pilot, we make you sit in the simulator, but we also make you open the engines, understand the engine parts, etc. So this is we take a much more mechanical route because we are a very nuts and bolts oriented company as far as training is concerned. Okay, we believe in being creators. Remember first class mein maine bola tha, creators versus followers or runners. So in financial markets, I believe that these are made as Lego toys. For example, if you understand how to create a mechanism where millions of traders can come together and transact with each other in a riskless environment. तो रिस्क तो चारों तरफ रहता है, बट मैं आपको जानता नहीं हूँ, आप मुझे नहीं जानते हैं, फिर भी एक्सचेंज में हमारा ट्रांजैक्शन होता है और रिस्कलेस कैसे रहता है. सो वो रिस्कलेस रखने के लिए बहुत कुछ करना पड़ता है. सो यू अपॉइंट ब्रोकर्स who will take care that only good customers come in. Then clearing corporation charges initial margin, which is equivalent to 2 days value at risk पे maximum loss. फिर डे का लॉसेस कवर करने के लिए देयर इज मार्क टू मार्केट मार्जिन. सो देयर इज अ whole lot of mechanism put into place, where millions of unknown traders come and transact with each other. So if you understand this well, this one bit, then you can really apply it when you're creating your own fintech company or when you're creating your own financial NBFC बना रहे हो आप या कुछ और बना रहे हो. Okay. So these kind of solutions you can easily pick, choose and apply, and you can just change the use case and use it. अगर आपको ये मालूम है तो, because you believed in the fundamental principle to begin with. Okay. So order routing, for example, मतलब मैं students को बोलता हूँ कि इंस्टीट्यूशन से ऑर्डर चला और एक्सचेंज पे पहुंचा, बीच में रिस्क मैनेजमेंट हुआ, उसका रिस्क मैनेजमेंट हुआ, एक्सचेंज पे गया और अपना ये लेके आया, मतलब एक्नॉलेजमेंट लेके आया, ऑर्डर नंबर लेके आया. सिर्फ इस पे ना आप अच्छा करियर बना सकते हो जो पूरा लाइफ टाइम लास्ट करेगा. बिकॉज देर आर सो मेनी कॉम्प्लिकेशन, सो मेनी channels through which orders can come. The risk management is so detailed, surveillance is so detailed. Last time somebody was asking me how to make a career in surveillance. So if you just pick up one of these bits, I mean, you can, if you go to the basic level and understand the principles behind it, the fundamental principles, then you can apply it everywhere. You can apply it in tech platforms, you can apply it in Amazon, Ola, Uber. कहीं भी आप काम करोगे तो ये ऑर्डर राउटिंग के प्रिंसिपल्स आप ये कर सकते हो, अप्लाई कर सकते हो. Similarly, liquidity and trust, matching engine, risk and settlement, etc. Derivatives, if you understand derivatives, plus plain vanilla, you can do a lot of structured product. So, but the core thing is that you got to believe in being a creator. Okay, if you just want to be a follower, तो नहीं होगा ऐसा. So I come also to what courses students should take. Okay, I also believe that sequencing is also important. So first question, one thing I must put out is a lot of students want NISM or NCFM modules. I don't believe in them. Okay, either you must do something very high end, for example, CFA or FRM. Okay, from Global Association of Risk Professionals. These two are the programs which are very good. The only problem with them is they are very mathematical and they are very long drawn. Okay, so employers don't believe that you will clear CFA simply because the pass percentage is also very low, and CFA also involves very deep financial commitment and individual commitment. Okay, so थोड़ा सा वहाँ वो problematic है, especially for students from India. But if you can, it's a very good course. Okay, do not focus on NISM or NCFM modules, etc. Because I think that after doing an engineering, nobody wants to do an ITI diploma. These courses are meant for mass and rapid deployment, number one. Number two, they are self-learn and give exam kind of mode, like CFA. Whereas what you need right now is teaching and hand holding. Okay. So teaching and hand holding is important. And they are also very scattered from each other. Remember, in the last class, last session, somebody asked me whether they should do a NISM program on derivatives. Absolutely no, because it starts from capital markets. If you are not doing the whole capital market, there is no point in doing derivatives, क्योंकि वो useless है, मतलब आपको clerk का भी job नहीं मिलेगा. So just don't do for the sake of doing it. Okay, either क्या मतलब, there is no option but to do the whole capital market program, because capital market program is the foundation. Okay, but उसका एक ना कोई छोटा सा piece आप मत करो. NISM ने छोटे छोटे इसलिए बना के रखे हैं because people who have got a job in derivatives can go and do that derivative certification exam, because that is almost a prerequisite. Okay, but as students, please do not go. Then second thing is stop running after courses and certification. So बहुत सारे students को ऐसा लगता है जैसे compulsory है कोई program करना, but it's not compulsory, simply because I have seen fintech courses that cost 2 lakh rupees, और मैं यही सोचता हूँ कि कोई एक साल लगा के 2 लाख रुपया देके एक fintech प्रोग्राम का किया और बाद में उसको जॉब मिला ट्रेडिंग में. यू नो, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट रिस्क दैट वी रन is that there is no predictability of placements in the financial sector. We have zero control over what kind and what quality of companies come to our campuses. Okay, so the variation is very high. I mean, when I was in Symbiosis, I used to one day sit for a bank, then sit for a brokerage house, and then sit for a tech company. Now imagine ये तीनों में कितना फर्क है ना? So there is no predictability. So you got to believe in the principles of first principle and founding principles, और उसके हिसाब से आपको करना चाहिए. Don't just start a course in fintech without thinking about it. Or you do a course in trading but land into mutual fund distribution. ठीक है? So what should you do? Okay, and in which order? So मुझे ऐसा लगता है, okay, this is my years of understanding. What you should do, okay, is ये जो आप देख रहे हो ना ग्रीन में, ये आपको सबसे पहले करना चाहिए. ओके, सो यू मस्ट हैव कंप्लीट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ ग्लोबल कैपिटल मार्केट्स एंड सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट, including processes and trading life cycle. So if you remember the skill set, go back to the skill set things that we talked of. Even if you want to join a BPO or a tech company, which I rate as fairly low down in the order. Okay, first thing is you must get into a brokerage, you must get into an asset management company or an investment bank. So for that, actually, you require knowledge of global capital markets and securities, including processes and trading life cycle. So this is the first thing that you got to ensure. Okay, so you need to spend 1 month, 2 months on this. Then the second thing that you have to do is, one which is diagonal, because it cuts across various things. Okay, what does it precisely cut across? It cuts across understanding of good and bad in financial markets. Okay, nuances of trading, market microstructure, and how to read markets, deep understanding of instruments, etc. तो मैं भी उस पे आता हूँ, वो ब्लू बॉक्सेस पे भी आता हूँ. सो फर्स्ट आपको क्या करना है? अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ ग्लोबल कैपिटल मार्केट, सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट, इंक्लूडिंग प्रोसेसेस एंड ट्रेडिंग लाइफ साइकिल. उसके बाद जो टाइम बचता है, you have to focus on derivatives, only listed derivatives. Okay, unlisted पे भी हम आएंगे, लेकिन बाद में. Unlisted is OTC. OTC market is very big, but you require some amount of specialization. Again, you can do in 1 week's time, but you have to spend months. Okay, 1 month perhaps on global capital markets and securities, and second is 1 month on understanding derivatives, trading, risk, and settlement. Then you have to उसके बाद जो टाइम बचाना, you have to focus here global equity research and knowledge of trading. When I say knowledge of trading, it is nuances of trading, market microstructure, and how to read the markets. Okay, in this slide we have mapped it to our own courses. Okay, our own programs. So we call it global equity research, then certification in global listed derivatives. And in trading, our course is called Trading Engineering, Psychology, and Technical Analysis. And this particular piece, the foundational piece, we have divided into 2 parts. Okay, first is we call it Trading and Advanced Capital Markets Level 1, and that Level 1 is enough for anybody like you. Okay, Level 2 is only for practitioners, and Level 2 involves very, very high-end things. सो इतना करके ना आपको रुक जाना है. ओके, दिस पीस इज कॉल्ड एडवांस ग्लोबल डेरिवेटिव्स. सो मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना कि यू हैव टू टेक कोर्सेज और यू हैव टू स्टडी वॉट एवर इज देयर ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ दिस स्लाइड. ओके, ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे जितना है अगर आपने सीख लिया, तो then you can just add on these some things extra and get on to job roles of asset management, investment banking, fintech, merchant banking, etc. Okay, so you do not really need courses in asset management, investment banking, fintech, merchant banking, because if you want to do any of these, the route actually comes from here. Please say yes if you understood. Okay, for example, in investment banking, if you understand trading and advanced capital markets, and you understand securities law, and you have a good personality, okay, you can get into investment banking. Please say yes if you understood this order, okay, and what you have to do. Please say yes if you understood. Okay, good. Okay, so don't run after courses in fintech. फिनटेक के लिए आपको दो ही चीज करना है. ओके, एक तो फिनटेक, इफ इट इज इंश्योरेंस बेस्ड फिनटेक, you have to go through insurance, okay, where we can't help you. If it is an investment based fintech, then this trading and advanced capital markets and equity research is going to help you. And then you can do our 2 days boot camp, okay, where we deal with a lot of fintech horizontals जो आपको मालूम होना चाहिए. You don't need a course in fintech. आप बस इतना समझ गए तो enough है आपको. Okay, Brigant is asking, can you talk a bit about getting into the asset management industry? Okay, asset management industry primarily, you got to be very skilled in equity research and also in fixed income, because asset management, largely deals with fixed income instruments and equities. ये दो अगर आप समझ गए हो, so ये these two are primary skills, okay, and capital market skills is a secondary skill. You don't need any other skill for asset management. Is this clear, Brigant? अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, हमको यही नहीं पता रहता कि हम वेयर विल वी लैंड अप इन एसेट मैनेजमेंट, ओके, और विल वी लैंड अप इन फिनटेक, और विल वी लैंड इन कैपिटल मार्केट्स और ब्रोकिंग. सो वो पता नहीं होता. इसके लिए ना, दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू डू. The one on the left, okay, so people who have only 1.5 months, okay, connect with us for trading and capital markets program. Then after that, if you have one more month, okay, do a program on global listed derivatives. After that, if you have one more, so the way we have structured this whole thing is that any student wants to spend time with us should ideally come with 4 months in hand. Okay, 1.5 months we will spend on trading and advanced capital markets. Then 1 month we will top it up with advanced global derivatives, certification on advanced global derivatives. ये दो आपने कम कर लिया ना, तो आप एकदम पक्के हो गए. Okay, then if you still have time 1 month, then do certification in global equity research. On top of that, if you again have 1 month, then do a certification on trading engineering, psychology and technical analysis. ये हो गया ना, तो बस आपका हो गया. Okay, इसके बाद you don't need anything else. Then you can start focusing on fixed income, you can start focusing on securities law, you can start focusing on technology for fintech, etc. Okay, I hope this is clear all of you. और ये 4 महीना करने के बाद, then my the trading room that we are creating in Pune, I request that you should join us in multiples of 1 week. Okay, so 1 week come and do only equities. Actually trade, calculate your position, calculate your volumes, reconcile the margins with the exchange and clearing corporation, and settle your transactions. Okay, if you are doing derivatives, come 1 week for derivatives, understand the contracts, push in your trades, calculate the open positions, initial margin reconcile karo, mark to market reconcile karo, settle karo, span samjho. Okay, so 1 week spend with us only on derivatives. 1 week spent with us only on equity research. Okay. So now Mrigank is saying nowadays I'm seeing it's very hard to get into equity research because BCom background. No, that is not true. It is hard to get into equity research because the number of opportunities are very less. मैं आपको ना एक example बोलता हूँ. One youngster came to me and asked whether they should do HR or they should do finance or marketing. तो मैंने बोला इट्स अ नो ब्रेनर दैट इफ यू आर अनडिसाइडेड यू शुड ईदर डू मार्केटिंग और यू शुड डू फाइनेंस। तो उसने बोला क्यों? तो उसका मैं रीजनिंग आपको बताता हूँ। इन आर फिनटेक कंपनी, ओके, वी हैव these days we have about 2000 employees and there are only two HR. Now imagine 2000 employees, two HR. Okay. Typically the ratio is that one HR person is employed for 500 employees. So that is the ratio. So you can imagine the number of people that are needed in HR as compared to marketing and finance. Okay. So it's a no-brainer that you should not do HR. You should do marketing if marketing interests you, or you should know about finance. Okay. Uh, उसी तरह से ना इक्विटी रिसर्च का मैं एग्जांपल आपको बोलता हूँ. सो आई वाज विद रेलिगेयर एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इन माय करियर. रेलिगेयर हैड 9000 एम्प्लॉइज and 20 equity research analysts, 20 senior plus junior leke. So imagine you want to be in 9000, no, sorry, 8880 employees, or you want to be in 20 employees. आपको समझ में आया? So number of openings in equity research is very, very less. Okay. हेलो सर, आई फिल द फॉर्म अबाउट दिस प्रोग्राम बट यू डिड नॉट ऐड मी इन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. ठीक है, आप मेरे को ये करो ना, मैसेज करो, आई विल ऐड यू इन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. आई वांट एवरीबॉडी टू बी एडेड इन माय व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. 9594511110. Okay, please message me. I will add you. I will send you the joining link. Okay, I will also send you the brochures of the programs. Even if you are not doing the course, at least take it up as a syllabus and pursue it from anywhere. Equity research, I am very clear you can learn from YouTube and the books. I have put the number on chat, so you can just take it, Shivam. आपको दिख रहा है नंबर? So equity research analysts na job opportunities are very less. So I see students gravitating towards trading or equity research because that is the only thing they can do. They think that is the only thing they can do without external help. और एक्सटर्नल हेल्प तो कहीं से आता नहीं है, तो उनको ऐसा लगता है कि हम यही कर लेते हैं करके. बट वैसा नहीं है. यू हैव टू डू दिस होल थिंग विच इज ऑन द लेफ्ट, एंड स्पेशली दीज टू थिंग्स विच आर इन ग्रीन. ये आप कर लोगे ना तो आपका पूरा लाइफ टाइम जो है वो सेटल हो जाएगा. ओके, क्लियर है सबको? Invest in yourself, give us a chance to teach and mentor you. Okay, this is what we do for you. What is spam? Spam nahi hai, span hai, standard portfolio analysis. Okay, so what does standard portfolio analysis do? It's a risk management model developed by Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Okay, it uses two types of data. First is it uses your own positions in the market, and second is it uses instrument level data. Instrument level मतलब instrument का volatility कितना है, उसके stock price क्या है. फिर there are two things in it which is called as volatility scan range and price scanning range. So volatility उसका एक range में कितना जा सकता है, ऊपर या नीचे, या प्राइस कितना ऊपर या नीचे जा सकता है. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दीज कॉम्बिनेशंस स्पैन एक्चुअली कैलकुलेट्स 16 लॉस सिनेरियोज. ओके, एंड उसमें से दो जो सबसे एक्सट्रीम लॉस सिनेरियोज है वो लेके वो मार्जिन कैलकुलेट करता है. सो दिस इज इन वेरी ब्रीफ. एक्चुअली स्पैन वी डू वन डे ओनली ऑन स्पैन. ओके सर, व्हाट वाज द समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा इन द मिडिल ऑफ प्रीवियस स्लाइड? देखें तो जरा. Okay, that something extra is different for different things. So, for example, for investment banking, actually, sorry, I should have written that. Okay, I'm writing a book also. Thanks for bringing this to my mind. I will put it up in separate boxes. So, this something extra for asset management is fixed income. For investment banking is securities law. For fintech is some understanding on technology. And for merchant banking is securities law again. Okay, I hope it is clear. बट ना ये दो आपको करना ही है, which is trading and advanced capital markets and certification in global advanced derivatives. I mean, we are the best places for it. Please connect with me. चलो 8 बज गया, मैं आप लोगों का बहुत टाइम नहीं लेता हूँ. Hope it was useful, guys. Good night and remain connected. Okay. Also, we are making certain committees within FMLI. to represent. For example, we are making physical committees in Mumbai, physical chapters. Okay, so we want people to represent us, office bearers. Okay, we will issue certificates, etc. Anybody who's interested in working for this cause, which is leadership level employability in financial markets, please connect with us. So we are looking for people for handling social media committee, outreach committee, okay, an academic committee, and also for physical councils for Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, and Bangalore. So, and also we want to appoint some campus VPs who are brand ambassadors basically. So if you are one, but these are honorary positions, okay? We won't pay you. Uh, this is this live is only for beginners and to promote their courses. See, I don't. I mean, I never put up course-related things. So I also believe that if we have something good, it is our duty to let you know. Okay. Uh, I hope this was useful, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.